Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the representative of His Majesty, the King of the Belgians. Merci de vous lever pour l'arrivée du représentant de Sa Majesté le Roi des Belges.
Da kommt es.
Please be seated. Voulez-vous asseoir, s'il vous plaît? Monsieur le représentant de Sa Majesté le Roi des Belges, the Honorable Timothy Richardson, United States Chargé d'Affaires to the Kingdom of Belgium, Son Excellence Alain Jandon, Ambassadeur du Canada au Royaume de Belgique, Madame Chanel Bonaventure, députée fédérale représentant Madame Eliane Thilliot, présidente de la Chambre des représentants, Monsieur Charles Servati, président du Parlement de la communauté germanophone de Belgique, Monsieur André Frédéric, président du Parlement wallon, Monsieur Pierre-Yves Géolot, ministère président de la Fédération Wallonie-Bruxelles, Vice Admiral Shoshana Chatfield, United States Military Representative to NATO, Général-Major Michel von Streitham, commandant de la circonscription militaire de la région de Wallonie, Air Vice Marshal Diane Turton, Military Representative of Australia to NATO and the European Union, Madame Catherine Delcourt, Commissaire d'arrondissement de la province de Liège, Major Raymond Wautier, représentant le commandant militaire de la province de Liège, Madame Marie Stassen, bourgmestre de la commune de Plombières, Brigadier General Eero Karavuri, Deputy Commander for Mobilization and Reserve Affairs, Colonel Matthews, U.S. Army Garrison Benelux Commander, Colonel G.S. Volker Eden, German Defense Attaché to the Kingdom of Belgium, Colonel Takano Tamura, Japanese Defense Attaché to the Kingdom of Belgium, Group Captain, Royal Air Force, John Dixon, British Defense Attaché to the Kingdom of Belgium, Monsieur Claude Klinkenberg, Député Provincial de la Province de Liège, Chaplain Hernan Pendola, Madame et Monsieur le Bourgmestre, Mesdames et Messieurs les représentants civils et militaires, ladies and gentlemen, chers enfants. On behalf of the Honorable Timothy Richardson, United States Chargé d'Affaires to the Kingdom of Belgium, I welcome you to the 2024 Memorial Day ceremony. Au nom de son Excellence Timothy Richardson, Chargé d'Affaires à l'ambassade des États-Unis auprès du Royaume de Belgique, j'ai l'honneur de vous souhaiter la bienvenue à la cérémonie de Memorial Day 2024. We would also like to extend a very special welcome to the families of the men resting in this cemetery and who have come to join us today. Nous souhaitons également la bienvenue aux familles des soldats qui reposent dans ce cimetière et qui nous ont rejoints aujourd'hui. To start today's ceremony, the children of the city of Plombières will sing the song Children of Peace. Pour commencer notre cérémonie, les enfants de la commune de Plombières vont chanter Enfants de paix.
Je suis un enfant de paix.
Merci les enfants. The missing. They are, however, a fraction of the men and women who lost their lives in the liberation of Belgium during World Wars I and II. Most were repatriated to the United States. 6,000 others rest at the Ardennes and Flanders American cemeteries, while others lie in isolated graves. In the weeks surrounding Memorial Day, 24 ceremonies, both large and small, take place in Belgium. They commemorate all service members who lost their lives during both world wars in this country. These ceremonies also honor all who paid the ultimate price so that others may live as free people. And they remind us that freedom is not free. Nous sommes réunis aujourd'hui pour nous souvenir de 8442 soldats reposant dans ce cimetière où dont le nom est inscrit sur le mur de disparus. Ils ne représentent toutefois qu'une fraction des hommes et femmes ayant perdu la vie pour libérer la Belgique. La plupart furent répatriés aux États-Unis. 6,000 autres sont enterrés dans le cimetière américain des Ardennes et de Flanders Field. D'autres encore reposent dans les tombes isolées. En Belgique, la fin du mois de mai voit 24 cérémonies grandes et plus intimes organisées en honneur de celles et ceux qui ont perdu la vie au cours des guerres mondiales. Ces cérémonies ont également pour but de mettre à l'honneur celles ici qui, à travers l'histoire, ont fait le sacrifice ultime pour libérer d'autres peuples. Nous rappelons aussi que la liberté a un prix. Chaplain Penilla will now offer an invocation. L'aumônier Penilla va maintenant prononcer une invocation.
Please join me in a moment of prayer and contemplation. Almighty and eternal God, we have come to this solemn place to honor and remember the sacrifice of those who rest here. These American soldiers gave their all to enable the Allied forces to bring an end to the war in Europe, in hopes to end all wars. They left their homes and families, struggled through beaches and forests, liberated towns and peoples, and met their appointed destiny in this land. And today we are the beneficiaries of their gallantry. May their actions never be forgotten. In appreciation of their sacrifice, we ask for God's divine favor to be worthy of the inheritance of peace bestowed upon us. Help us, O God, to pursue peace with all peoples. Help us to reason together and commit to seeing one another as fellow human beings created in your image. Fill our hearts and minds with clarity, wisdom, and equal justice for all. Grant us courage to treat the fragile gift of freedom with lifelong vigilance, so that future generations may also enjoy the rich inheritance bestowed by those buried here. I pray this in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Penilla. Madame Marie Stassen, Mayor of the city of Plomière, will give the first tribute. Madame Marie Stassen, Bourgmestre de la commune de Plomière, donnera la première allocution.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear American families, dear children, dear distinguished guests. Before writing these few lines, I took a walk with my children in this very special place. This cemetery is a symbol of barbarity, but at the same time, a very peaceful place. probably because it refers to a commemoration of the past. It gives us the impression that everything is over, that the line was drawn under this awful period. And yet, unfortunately, Memorial Day is true to its meaning. We all have a duty to pass on history, to let it live on in our minds. Because this imperialist need, this disconcerting ease with which we communitize problems, leads, in the most extreme cases, to nameless tragedies. Grâce aux anciens combattants et à leurs successeurs, la jeunesse garde une trace de ce passé. Ils organisent le devoir de mémoire depuis des décennies. Nous avons voulu emboîter le pas dans la commune de Plombières en invitant les élèves de 5e et 6e primaire à vivre une expérience. Celle-ci s'intitulait « De gré ou de force ». Les élèves étaient invités à prendre des décisions en tant que transfrontaliers, ballottés d'un pays à l'autre et qui mesurent plus que quiconque l'absurdité de ce besoin avide des puissants de dominer. L'objectif était de comprendre le sentiment de cette population à cette époque, de permettre aux générations actuelles et futures de se confronter aux témoignages des rescapés et de leurs descendants, de revivre les choix qui leur ont été imposés durant cette période. Car comme le dit une célèbre chanson française, « Aurais-je été meilleur ou pire que ces gens si j'avais été allemand ?» Et de conclure, mais qu'on nous épargne, à toi et moi si possible, très longtemps, d'avoir à choisir un camp. Pendant longtemps, l'Europe s'est crue à l'abri d'un nouveau drame, pensant avoir su tirer les bonnes conclusions. Et pourtant, le continent connaît à nouveau des conflits tragiques et toujours motivés par des arguments absurdes. Et ce sont les populations, les soldats, leurs familles qui trinquent à nouveau. On aurait pu croire cela démodé, mais nous pensons aujourd'hui cela plus important et plus moderne que jamais, de valoriser, de glorifier, de chanter la paix, comme les enfants issus de toutes nos écoles ont pu le faire en début de cérémonie. Wars of any kind are a sign of diplomatic failure. They are proof of the bloodiest kind of challenge we face as human beings when living in society. Commemoration days like today must be seized as an opportunity to emphasize the importance of education, to resist ideas threatening our freedom, and to awaken citizenship. The aim of our remembrance work is to reflect critically on our societies in order to act on the present and strengthen democracy. This message takes on its full meaning in a year like 2024, when almost a third of the world's population will be summoned to vote, to choose democracy or the extremes, in Belgium, Europe, America, India, and elsewhere. Let's hope that today's commemoration of these young American soldiers who gave their lives for the freedom of others, for humanity, will instill in us as political decision makers the urgency to offer our young people hope in a future worth living, the awareness that we cannot consume our planet, that we are its temporary tenants, and that we must hand it back to the next generations in order and in peace.
Merci, Madame la Bourgmestre. Vice Admiral Shoshana Chatfield, United States Military Representative to NATO, will give the next tribute. Vice Admiral Shoshana Chatfield, représentant militaire des États-Unis d'Amérique auprès de l'OTAN, donnera l'allocation suivante.
Representative of His Majesty, King of the Belgians, and Chargé d'Affaires of the United States to the Kingdom of Belgium. Ambassadors and chargés, elected officials, honored messieurs and mesdames of your appropriate ranks and titles and grades, admirals, generals, veterans, and cherished families of our fallen, et nos chers enfants. We are all grateful to those who have helped today to decorate the graves and to set up for this event. Our deepest thanks go to the dedicated Belgian people who have built a connection over the years with families of the fallen and support them in their visits to sites like this one. To all in attendance today, thank you, particularly for those who have traveled a great distance. Thank you for being here to honor our fallen. Your presence elevates the importance of the lives of each of these 7,992 fallen servicemen, plus 450 more who have final resting places known only to God. Each of these men answered their nation's call to defend a continent and the world against the spread of tyranny and oppression. They demonstrated tremendous resolve in the face of hardships of war and laid down their lives for their country. December 16th, 1944, is widely known as the start of an unexpected and violent German counteroffensive, the Battle of the Bulge. It was America's second deadliest battle, costing 19,000 lives, many of whom rest in the graves we see around us. December 16th in Antwerp was also the deadliest use of Germany's V2, Vengeance, rocket bomb. 5 of the 6 American sailors in this cemetery were killed on December 16th in a V2 rocket attack on the Cine Rex in Antwerp, Belgium. More than 1,100 people were inside the theater watching a movie starring Gary Cooper called The Plainsman. But war, unless prevented, does not spare the innocent. 567 people were killed when the rocket struck without warning. 96 of them were Allied servicemen, including coxswain Lester Spesser, U.S. Naval Reserve. Coxswain Spesser was from Cleveland, Ohio. He was born on January 25th, 1925, to Morris and Estelle Spesser. He had 2 brothers, Seymour and Dave, and a sister, Mildred. Philip died at the age of 19, 1 month before his 20th birthday, and is buried here in Plot H, row 9, grave 28. His grave is marked with a white Star of David. Coxswain Philip Lester Spencer is remembered today. 15 men buried in the cemetery carry the surname Stewart. And of those, 3 were given first names James. James Aubrey Stewart was born on the 6th of September in 1907 in Piedmont, West Virginia. He enlisted in the United States Army at the age of 35 after working 18 years for a local paper factory. He served as a technician 4th grade in the highly decorated 333rd Field Artillery Battalion. On December 17th, 1944, Aubrey and 10 other soldiers were separated from their unit's main body during heavy fighting in St. Vith. They were briefly offered kindness and sheltered by Matthias and Marie in their home in nearby Wereth, but all too soon they were discovered by the enemy. Pulled from the Langer home, they were not afforded the proper treatment of prisoners of war by their captors. Instead, they were made to run. They were chased down and killed. Their bodies were left in a ditch and collected months later after the snow had melted. The remains of 4 of the Wereth 11 were transferred home to the United States at the wishes of their family, but Aubrey and 6 of his brothers in arms lie here in repose. James Aubrey Stewart. He called Emma and Leslie Stewart mother. His father was James H. Stewart. He had 1 brother, Harry, and 3 sisters, Mary, Fanchion, and Isabel. Aubrey pitched on his high school baseball team, and he enjoyed spending time with his family. His grave is at plot C, row 11, grave 12. It is marked with a white cross. He is remembered today. It is right to come and pay our respects, to honor our dead, and to imagine what it would be like if there hadn't been a war. Our President, Ronald Reagan, said at Arlington Cemetery that each man gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. On a day like today, we picture these soldiers in their struggles to survive outdoors in a frozen forest, to find food, to replace ripped clothing and worn boots, to obtain supplies, to obtain ammunition, blankets, and medicine, to rise to each occasion of bloody violence, fiercely fighting to save their comrades, to hold their hard-won positions, or daringly advance. We know they died to protect our freedom and the next generation's freedom. We see children here today, and we treasure their voices in song. Children, smiling children, today's treasure, the legacy of each man buried here. In their bright eyes, we see both a window to the daring campaigns of the past and our shared vision of a peaceful future. Let our knowledge of the actions of the brave men resting here fortify our resolve to do the work that must be done in this time to uphold our shared values in the rule of law and the protection of personal freedoms. The NATO alliance headquartered near here in Brussels provides a forum for these political decisions and for military to maintain peace in the Euro-Atlantic region. America's most successful alliance, and the US has committed with 31 other nations to protect every inch of Allied territory. As we look around this ground, the land reveals a story to us. It was liberated by the US Army, and that liberation allowed this location to provide a temporary repose to tens of thousands of fallen soldiers from several nations before they made their final journeys to their forever homes. And we thank the Belgian government for the gift of peaceful and sacred resting place for these 7,992 souls. May their eternal rest never be disturbed. We will always remember them.
Thank you, Vice Admiral Sheffield. The Honorable Timothy Richardson, United States Chargé d'Affaires to the Kingdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dear school children, Ambassador Adler regrets that he could not be with you today as he is in the United States after suffering the loss of a beloved family member, and our thoughts are with he and his family. And today it is with the deepest sense of reverence and gratitude that we gather on this hallowed ground amidst the serene beauty of the Henri-Chapelle American Cemetery to pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of freedom and democracy. As we stand here today, surrounded by the silent testimony of rows upon rows of white crosses and stars of David, we are reminded of the profound cost of freedom. We come today to pay to each of these fallen heroes, to their families and to their descendants, our debt of gratitude for their sacrifice. We come to recognize their courage. We come to grieve our losses. But most of all, we come to rededicate ourselves to those ideals for which they gave their lives. I have walked through each of our cemeteries here in Belgium, and one immediately notices that the entire United States is represented here.
From small towns in the South and in the Midwest to the big cities on the East and West coasts. Those buried behind me came from all walks of life, different countries of origin, different religions, but united in their actions, united to restore democracy, united to defeat the horrific Nazi regime. Those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom remain united forever, buried side by side as eternal guardians. So many of our Belgian friends have said to me that they can never do enough to honor our fallen. We are in turn equally grateful to you for keeping their memory alive for future generations. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your commitment to preserving the memory of our fallen heroes is a testament to the enduring bonds of friendship and solidarity between our two countries. It is truly humbling, and it makes me very proud to represent the United States of America here in Belgium, one of our strongest allies. I would also like to express my thanks to the American Battle Monuments Commission as well. You all work so hard day in and day out, in rain or shine, to keep this cemetery clean. Your commitment is second to none, and I know how much each of your efforts mean to everyone visiting, from family members to members of the public. Thank you for your never-ending service to our fallen. As we look to the future, let us affirm to do all that we can do to make sure that the values for those who fought and died remain ever in our lives. Let us pledge to uphold the principles of freedom, democracy, and human dignity that they held dear, and let us strive to build a world where their sacrifice will not have been in vain. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chargé d'Affaires Richardson. The final spoken tribute will be offered by the next generation. The children of the Youth Council of Plommières, after learning more about the Second World War and how the men laying here gave their lives for freedom, decided to write a letter that they would now like to share with you. A translated version of this letter can be found in the program. L'allocution finale sera donnée par la jeune génération. Les membres du Conseil communal des enfants de Plommières vont maintenant vous lire la lettre qu'ils ont écrite après avoir découvert l'histoire de celles et ceux ayant donné leur vie pour la liberté pendant la Deuxième Guerre mondiale.
Mesdames, Messieurs, à vos titres et qualités, chers amis, le 8 mai 1945, le jour où le monde a revu la lumière. C'est avec cette image que nous, représentants du Conseil communal des enfants de Plommières, voulons vous adresser ces quelques mots. Nous sommes très fiers de pouvoir participer à cette cérémonie du Memorial Day, ce Victory Day, qui symbolise aujourd'hui encore la liberté pour toutes les femmes et les hommes des pays qui ont été libérés de l'oppression allemande. Même si nous sommes épargnés actuellement des souffrances de la guerre, nous sommes conscients de la chance que nous avons de pouvoir d'apprendre, de s'amuser, tout simplement.
Nous, les enfants du CCE, souhaitons avoir la paix dans le monde. Les enfants du monde entier désirent aussi qu'on prenne soin d'eux, afin de pouvoir à leur tour laisser la place à une nouvelle génération d'êtres libres. Ils veulent donc qu'on les protège, qu'on les valorise, qu'on les aime, car ils sont l'avenir de l'humanité. Qu'il serait bon à voir à la télévision ou sur les réseaux sociaux des images de joie de solidarité, de partage, de victoire, de performance humaine, au lieu de catastrophes, de mauvaises nouvelles, d'actes de violence ou autres dégradations de l'individu. Nous espérons que les dirigeants politiques travailleront pour garantir à la population une paix ferme et durable par un dialogue entre les nations, le soutien envers les plus faibles et la protection des minorités.
En tout cas, c'est ce qu'on nous apprend à l'école et au conseil communal. On nous a aussi parlé de l'intervention des soldats américains qui sont venus défendre notre démocratie et qui ont risqué leur vie pour d'autres. Quel sacrifice! Nous avons d'ailleurs reçu, lors de notre dernière réunion, 3 GIs qui nous ont expliqué la raison de leur présence en Belgique et celle de nombreux soldats américains en Europe. Merci pour ces explications enrichissantes. À cet effet, le Conseil communal des enfants parraine, depuis des années, la tombe du soldat David Connell, jeune père de famille tué pendant la guerre. En espérant vivre en paix pour toujours, nous remercions encore une fois tous ces courageux soldats, ainsi que vous tous ici présents pour l'attention que vous nous avez portée. Vive la liberté, vive les Américains et leurs alliés.
Merci les enfants. Thank you, children. The laying of wreaths in honor of the dead is a practice that dates to antiquity. We will now perform this solemn act of remembrance. Le geste de déposer un gerbe de fleurs en l'honneur des morts est une tradition qui date de l'Antiquité. Nous allons maintenant accueillir cet acte solennel. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Voulez-vous lever, s'il vous plaît? Le représentant de Sa Majesté présente le couronne du Palais Royal au nom du roi et de la reine. The representative of His Majesty will present the wreath in the name of the King and the Queen. The wreath of the United States of America is presented by the Honorable Timothy Richardson, Charge d'Affaires of the United States of America to the Kingdom of Belgium, and Colonel Dupont, U.S. Defense Attaché to the Kingdom of Belgium.
Order, arm. Left, wait. Forward, arm.
Please be seated. Voulez-vous asseoir, s'il vous plaît. Pour la Chambre de représentants de Belgique, Madame Chanel Bonaventure. For the United States Armed Forces in Europe, Vice Admiral Shoshana Chatfield and Brigadier General Eero Karavuori. For the Embassy of Canada, Alain Gendron, Ambassador of Canada to the Kingdom of Belgium. For the Embassy of Australia, Air Vice Marshal Diane Turton, Military Representative of Australia to NATO and the European Union. For the Embassy of Germany, Colonel Volker Eden, German Defense Attaché to the Kingdom of Belgium. For the Embassy of Japan, Colonel Takano Tamura, Japanese Defense Attaché to the Kingdom of Belgium. For the Embassy of the United Kingdom, Group Captain John Dixon, Defense Attaché of the United Kingdom to the Kingdom of Belgium. Pour le gouvernement de la Fédération Wallonie-Bruxelles, Monsieur Pierre-Yves Géolet, ministre-président de la Fédération Wallonie-Bruxelles.
Order. March. Left. Ready. Forward. March.
Pour le Parlement de Wallonie, Monsieur André Frédéric, président du Parlement de Wallonie. Pour la défense, général-major Van Straten, conscriptionnaire militaire de la région Wallon. Pour le gouvernement de la province de Liège, Madame Delcourt, commissaire d'arrondissement de la province de Liège. Collège provincial de la province de Liège, Monsieur Claude Klinkenberg, député provincial de la province de Liège. Mrs. Patricia Van Cranbrook, Treasurer of the AOMDA, will now read the names of all of the patriotic and civil organizations whose wreaths were positioned prior to the ceremony. Madame Patricia Van Cranbrook, Trésorière de la AOMDA, va maintenant citer les associations patriotiques et les autorités civiles dont les hommages floraux ont été déposés avant la cérémonie.
La Fraternelle nationale des casques bleus et opérations humanitaires, la ville de Limbourg, la commune de Timistère-Clermont, la zone de police du pays de Herve, les autorités communales de Soumagne, l'amicale nationale paracommando Vredenkrink régional de Verviers, the Sons of the American Revolution, la ville de Herve, the American Women's Club of Antwerp, Gemeente Evergem, the 30th Infantry Division Association, la commune de Welkenrad, la commune de Aubel, la commune de Verviers, the American Chamber of Commerce, Belgium, la Fédération nationale des anciens prisonniers de guerre de Dolin, le Conseil communal des enfants de Plombières, l'Association patriotique de Welkenrad, Henri-Chapelle, Remembrance Memorial Day Foundation, la commune de Raren, Remember Historical Association, la Société royale de tir Apolline, Democrats Abroad, le ministre-président de la Fédération Wallonie-Bruxelles, la commune de Balen, United States European Command, the 80th Division Veterans Association, the Heritage League of the Air Division, U.S. Army Air Force, the ROISBL. Thank you.
We will now proceed. We will now proceed with the presentation of the last four wreaths. Nous allons maintenant procéder au dépôt des quatre dernières couronnes. For the American War Orphan Network, it's presented by Mrs. Judy Kramer, daughter of First Lieutenant Romaine L. Hollis, Mr. Tony Garvey, son of Staff Sergeant Joseph Brown, Mr. Brady Crail, son of Private Willie E. Crail, all three of whom are buried in the cemetery. The next wreath will be presented by the city of Pommier. The next wreath will be presented by the city of Pommier, represented by Mayor Marie Stassen. Brownings and Madame Caroline Verbraken.
Ist nicht dasselbe, ist nicht so wie ich habe. Ich habe nur ein bisschen erwartet.
And the last wreath will be offered by the American Battle Monuments Commission, presented by Mr. Arthur Neeson, Mrs. Josiane Neeson, and Mr. Carly Mathieu, Superintendent of the Henri-Chapelle American Cemetery. The armed forces will now offer 3 military salutes to our war dead. The first is the firing of volleys. It derives from an ancient military tradition in which the names of the dead were called out 3 times following a battle. The second is the playing of taps. It was composed in the depth of the Civil War and used by both the Union and Confederate armies. The third is a flyover by 2 C-130 aircraft piloted by Captains Lindsay, Sloan, and Ward, and by First Lieutenant Williams from the United States Air Force 37th Airlift Squadron from Ramstein, Germany. The 3 are among the most hallowed traditions of the American Armed Forces. Les forces armées vont maintenant réaliser 3 hommages aux soldats tombés au combat. En premier, 3 salves seront tirées en hommage à une ancienne tradition militaire où l'on criait 3 fois le nom des morts retrouvés sur le champ de bataille. En deuxième, vous entendrez le clarion jouer Taps, une sonnerie aux morts composée lors de la guerre de sécession. Le troisième hommage est un survol par 2 avions C-130 du 37e escadron de transport de l'armée américaine, piloté par les capitaines Lindsay, Sloan et Ward et le premier lieutenant Williams de la base aérienne de Ramstein en Allemagne. Ces 3 traditions font partie de la plus sacrée au sein des forces armées américaines. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Voulez-vous lever, s'il vous plaît?
Comme ici. Très bon. Jetzt kommen sie.
Please be seated. Voulez-vous asseoir, s'il vous plaît. Chaplain Panilla will now provide the closing benediction of this Memorial Day ceremony. L'aumônier Pilat tournera la bénédiction finale de la cérémonie de souvenir.
It bears remembrance those beautiful words sung earlier by the children. May that be a wonderful example for us as adults and those more seasoned adults, veterans. Those words said that I am a child of peace. Reach out and take my hand, and together we'll make a better world for you and me. I am a child of peace. May the blessings of Almighty God be with you as you strive to be a person of peace, to make this world a better place for all who live in it. May His mercy, compassion, and goodness be with you and your families. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Panilla. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to please stand for the playing of the national anthems. Je vous invite à vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux. representative of His Majesty, the King of the Belgians. S'il vous plaît, voulez-vous rester debout pendant le départ du représentant de Sa Majesté, roi des Belges. On behalf of the American Overseas Memorial Day Association, the United States Embassy to the Kingdom of Belgium, and the American Battle Monuments Commission, I would like to thank the United States and Belgian Armed Forces for their participation in today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we also thank you for your attendance at today's ceremony. We invite you, your family, and your friends to join us for next year's Memorial Day ceremony. Au nom de l'American Overseas Memorial Day Association, l'ambassade des États-Unis en Belgique et de the American Battle Monuments Commission, je tiens à remercier les forces américaines et belges pour leur participation à ce jour de souvenir. Mesdames et messieurs, nous vous remercions infiniment de votre présence à cette cérémonie et nous vous invitons à nous rejoindre l'année prochaine. And a small note from the cemetery staff, before leaving, please make sure you do not leave behind any belongings, water bottles, or détruits. Avant de partir, assurez-vous que vous laissez pas des effets personnels, bouteilles de l'eau.
1 hour and 30 minutes live.
How much?
You are live on YouTube now.
Cool.
Say hello to the people.
How are we doing today, everybody? Turned out to be a beautiful day. Sun blessed us.
Yeah.
Nice ceremony.
Yeah, it was cool, huh?
Yeah.
It was really nice, yeah.
Oh, we got some pictures of some of these reeds.
See what's up?
Who would you want to do? Hello, Shoshana.
Hello.
You are the same name as my daughter.
Oh, really? How old is she?
She is 24.
And what do you call her?
Shoshana.
You call her Shoshana.
Yeah, we met a Native American girl. And
Yes,
my wife was
yes,
pregnant.
Yes.
And she said, when it's a girl, you have to give her my name. So my wife gave birth to a daughter. That's why we call her
You call her
Shoshana.
Shoshana. Oh,
But
that's
her back name was Shoshana Wasserman.
Wasserman, yeah?
She was from the South Dakota.
Really?
She was
Oh, my
Native
goodness.
American.
Yes.
And now, yeah, we call my daughter the same name, and I said, Shoshana. I said, "Where is Shoshana?" That's great. Nice to meet you.
I don't meet very many. I
No,
honestly
that's
don't
great.
meet very many.
I'm sorry, Vice Admiral.
Yes.
Could you join us for a picture?
Yeah,
sure,
meeting you
absolutely.
too. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Just real quick.
I'll take a picture with you.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring her in. Yeah, her mother didn't have any reason for giving her the name. She had read it in a book, and then she earlier had named her older sister Jordana, and she just liked that long, very unusual name.
The name Shoshana, I searched for it. It has two. It's Hebrew.
Susanna.
Yeah, and it's in the Native American. It's a prairie flower.
Yes. Also heard rose as well. Yeah, the Native Americans.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm looking for my wife.
Thank you.
My
to
wife,
introduce
my,
her? Okay, yeah.
my wife is also somewhere here.
Maybe she'll come to you. Very, very nice to meet you.
Executed in 1944 on the 6th of September at Dinan.
In Dinan.
Yes.
As a, was he a
He was,
resistance fighter?
no, he was 639 Division.
In the American?
Yeah, he was a Go Devil. Yeah, he was one of the Go Devils. He was always in the front.
What was his name?
Elmer Lightfoot. Elmer E. Lightfoot. Yeah.
Elmer?
He was volunteer in the army because he was drunk. He left his wife and 2 kids behind.
What was his state? Where was he from?
Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah, Boise.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah.
My mom lived in Swan Valley,
Ah.
but she passed away Christmas Eve. She passed away. And his buddy from Elmer, Jimmy Sutcliffe, he passed away last month, and he went 102 years old. He was the only survivor of the 9th Division, 60 Infantry, Go Devil. And he wrote his memoir. And he is telling the stories with him and Elmer together from the Normandy to Belgium. Yeah.
We're honored to be here.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, yeah.
And join her if your wife does find
Yeah,
you.
I have to search for my wife.
Yeah, tap on her shoulder again. And
Yes,
come say hello.
I'm gonna close my YouTube also. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna close the YouTube stream. 1 hour and 30 minutes viewing. I wish you all have a nice day, and thank you for watching, and catch you all another time. Thank you.